The Catharan High Command had catalogued Earth as primitive species, Sura 4847, in their galactic database. The blue-green world spinning lazily around its yellow star showed all the typical signs of a developing civilization. Crude chemical rockets, electromagnetic communications that leaked into space like a beacon of technological infancy, and primitive nuclear weapons that the inhabitants seemed more interested in pointing at each other than at the stars. Admiral Zexthul dismissed the planet with barely a glance at the reconnaissance data. The Catharans had conquered 17 star systems in the past cycle alone, each one falling before their superior technology and military might. Earth would be no different, perhaps even easier than most. The preliminary scans showed no energy shields, no plasma weaponry, no faster-than-light capabilities. It was almost insulting that Command had even bothered to send a full outpost to monitor such a backwater world. "Establish the observation post on their moon," Zexthul ordered, his forearms manipulating the holographic display with practiced efficiency. "Standard protocol. Monitor for 6 cycles, then we'll begin the conquest phase." The massive Catharan vessel, invisible to Earth's primitive detection systems, deployed a fully automated outpost on the dark side of Luna. The facility was a marvel of Catharan engineering, self-sustaining, heavily armed, and capable of monitoring every electromagnetic emission from the planet below. It housed a crew of 50 Catharan scientists and military personnel, along with enough firepower to level a small city. For the first 5 cycles, everything proceeded exactly as expected. The humans continued their petty conflicts, unaware that they were being watched. The outpost's reports were monotonously predictable. Technological advancement at a snail's pace, continued political fragmentation, and an almost comical focus on entertainment and social media rather than meaningful scientific progress. They spend more time watching moving pictures of small furry animals than studying quantum mechanics, reported Dr. Yexakari, the outpost's chief xenobiologist. Their priorities are bewildering. But on the 6th cycle, something changed. It started with the satellites. Earth's orbital infrastructure, which had been slowly expanding over the decades, suddenly began to multiply at an exponential rate. Hundreds, then thousands of new satellites appeared in orbit, far more sophisticated than anything the humans had previously deployed. "Curious," muttered Commander Velthar, the outpost's military leader. "They appear to have made a significant technological leap." The next change was more dramatic. The humans launched their first interplanetary vessel, not the clumsy chemical rockets they'd been using, but something sleek and fast that reached Mars in a fraction of the expected time. "Impossible," breathed Dr. Yexakari. "Our models suggested they were still centuries away from efficient interplanetary travel. But the humans weren't done surprising them. Within days of the Mars mission, they launched 3 more vessels, then 10, then 50. Earth's skies filled with spacecraft unlike anything in their previous technological trajectory. The Catharans' confusion turned to concern when one of the human vessels changed course and headed directly for Luna. The outpost's sensors detected it approaching, a small, angular craft that shouldn't have had the capability to reach the moon, let alone navigate to their exact location. "They can't possibly know we're here," Commander Velthar insisted, checking and rechecking the cloaking systems. "Our technology is millennia ahead of theirs." The human vessel landed 2 kilometers from the outpost. Through their advanced surveillance equipment, the Catharans watched as a figure in a primitive pressure suit stepped onto the lunar surface. The human walked directly toward their hidden facility, moving with purpose and certainty, Then the human did something that sent shock waves. Through the outpost, they looked directly at the main sensor array and waved. "Greetings!" came a transmission on a frequency that should have been impossible for humans to access. The voice was calm, almost amused. "We've been wondering when you'd introduce yourselves properly." The outpost erupted in chaos. Alarms blared, as Commander Velthar demanded explanations that none of his scientists could provide. How had the humans detected them? How had they developed such advanced technology seemingly overnight? The human continued their transmission. "We appreciate you keeping an eye on us for the past 6 years. We've learned quite a bit from studying your technology." Dr. Yexkari's mandibles clicked in disbelief. "Studying our technology? That's impossible. Our systems are completely shielded." "You might want to check your quantum resonance dampeners," the human said helpfully. "They've been broadcasting your entire technological database for about 4 years now. We reverse-engineered most of your propulsion systems by Tuesday." The Catharans frantically ran diagnostics on their equipment, only to discover that their perfect technology had indeed been compromised. But how? The quantum resonance dampeners were theoretical impossibilities for a species without faster-than-light capabilities. "Oh, and Admiral Zexthul?" the human continued. "You might want to recall your invasion fleet. It's going to be a bit one-sided." Commander Velthar's blood ran cold. The invasion fleet was still 3 cycles away, moving at maximum speed toward what they believed was a defenseless world. How could the humans possibly know about it? "You see," the human explained, as if reading his thoughts, "you weren't the first species to set up shop in our solar system. The Graxians tried about 200 years ago. Very helpful teachers once we convinced them that cooperation was more beneficial than conquest. Then came the Yith, then the Cetacean Empire, then about 40 others. You're just the latest." The pieces suddenly fell into place with horrifying clarity. The exponential technological advancement, the impossible ships, the casual access to Catharan communications. Humanity hadn't been developing in isolation. They'd been learning from every species that tried to study or conquer them. "The thing about humans," the figure continued, now standing directly outside the outpost's main entrance, "is that we're very good at making friends. We're also very good at learning from those friends. And occasionally when someone shows up planning to enslave or destroy us..." The human paused. "Well, we're very good at that too." Commander Velthar watched in mounting horror as his sensors detected dozens of human vessels decloaking throughout the solar system. Ships that incorporated technology from half a dozen different species, all improved and refined with distinctly human ingenuity. "Your outpost has 30 minutes to evacuate," the human said cheerfully. "We'd prefer to capture your technology, intact, but we'll settle for a crater if necessary." "Oh, and Admiral? Your fleet just ran into our outer perimeter. I'd check on them if I were you." The long-range sensors confirmed the human's words. The Catharan invasion fleet, pride of their military might, was being systematically disabled by vessels that moved like nothing in known space. As the outpost's crew scrambled for their evacuation shuttles, Dr. Yexkari made one final observation in his log. "Species Navrafor 847 requires immediate reclassification. Recommend extreme caution for any future contact. Note, they make excellent tea." The last thing Commander Velthar saw before his shuttle cleared Luna's surface was the human, still standing on the lunar regolith, offering what appeared to be a cheerful salute. Humanity had been dismissed as primitive once again. It would not happen a third time.